What is up guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be installing these LED interior lights. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like, and also check me out on Instagram where I am always putting pictures on of mods that are in process or things that I'm thinking to get, and little polls, and you can get involved to see what happens next here on the channel. If you haven't already seen the unboxing where I unbox these lights and sort of explain why I'm wanting to buy them, then click up here and you can see that video, and also I'm explaining what I'm doing on the channel and just a bit of an update of how it's all going to work with these new videos. So before we start installing the lights, I'm going to give my car a quick wash because it's looking pretty dirty, and also now we're in this sort of lockdown, I give it a clean and I'm not really going to go anywhere, so it will look nice.
Shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
So here we are, the car is looking a lot cleaner now, but let's just show you, these are the ones that are currently installed in the car. They've been in about a year. I pretty much put them in the week I got the car, but they're not the best, they don't really work, they strobe now and again, and they are not even that bright, and the colours aren't very accurate. So there is the current controller. As you can see, the sticky pads broke a while ago, and these are the ones that we're going to be installing. If you haven't seen the unboxing already, I unboxed in my last video, so click in the top right and you can see that video where I unboxed them and explain why I wanted this set. So first is to unplug the current set of LEDs that are installed. They're currently installed in the fuse box because they're directly in, but I did unplug them a while ago because they were strobing all the time. It was an issue with the control box. So yeah, here we are. This is where they're currently fused. They were pain to get out, so I just got some wire cutters, make sure they weren't live, chopped the end of the fuse off, and then just pulled them straight back through. And then now what I'm going to do is just going to take out all the wiring, and then that's the subwoofer wire, power wire there, which I'm just tucking back away, hiding it away, and then going to pull it through and just hook it back up so it can't be seen. So now I'm just putting the cover back on the fuse box of the car. I'm struggling to get it on, but there we are, it's all clipped back nicely into place. And then I'm going to clip the side panel on, which is where the earth and everything is for all the added extras I've got on my car. So now I'm just going to pull off all of the old LED strips by just ripping them off. See, this one took a while to come off because it's actually glued on because the sticky pad failed a while ago. And here I'm doing the back ones, but I've got to move the any of the cameras so you can't see me doing it, which is always good. Now I'm going to rip out literally the rest of the lights. So I'm getting the control box, feeding all the lights back through to the control box. One of the wires was all tangled up with where all the new subwoofer wires were, and because I'm not using the lights for anything, I just went the quick route and just literally snipped it and pulled the wire through, rather than having to untangle a load of subwoofer wires and LEDs. So all the LEDs are now uninstalled, just making sure I've picked everything up, I haven't left anything behind. And then now I'm going to test how much length I've got from where they plug in. So these ones plug in to the 12-volt port, which is a lot easier, and there's a nice big red power button. Doesn't turn on with the car, but hopefully these LEDs are a lot better. So let's see how much sort of wire we've got to play with from the control box to the individual LEDs. As you can see, they are fairly lengthy. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to put them down in this corner here, and I've noticed here that there's actually two are shorter than the others. So the two that are shortest, must be the front ones and the longer ones must be to go into the back of the car. So what I'm going to do is just chuck each LED strip into the sort of area of the car that they're going to go, so then I roughly know how much sort of cable I've got to play with, and then I can work out a place for the control box. So I'm going to mount the control box here out the way in the passenger footwell, and then sort of neatly put all the cables, looking to see if I could hide it in the glove box, but there's nowhere to poke the wires through, so that's not going to be possible. So I'm going to get some double-sided sticky tape to stick the control box down with, because there's no tape that comes with that. I've got some really strong sticky tape. This is, I think it's from B&Q. Not too sure the brand. I think it might be No More Nails. Not 100% sure. But anyway, I'm going to put 2 pieces of that onto the actual control box. This sticky tape is really good. The only thing isn't great with is if it goes from really cold to really hot in the car within the day. Sometimes it falls off, which obviously cars do, because it might be frozen one morning and then you're going straight up to like 20 degrees with the heating on. So yeah, just be careful and just keep your eye on it that it isn't falling off at any point. So I'm going to plug it in and then hide it as far away out the way as possible. So I'm just going to stick it in. I'm going to hold it down for a few seconds so that it all sticks and the glue on the sticky pads can bond to both the car and the remote box. Now I'm just going to turn them on to make sure they work, and as you can see, the LEDs are working absolutely fine. So it's now time to stick all 4 in the correct places, and then once we've done that, I'll then hide all the wires away. So as you can see here, just pulling off the sticky tape like cover, and then I'm going to stick them. So in this one I'm just going underneath the glove box, try and hide them out of the way so they're not that visible, because it looks quite cool when people come in your car and there's just this light beaming down. Just again push it all into place, make sure it sticks. Now I'm going to do the driver's side. Just when you're installing them, just always have a quick glance underneath to make sure that you're not sticking it on anything that could be a problem. Most of the times, like especially in the front, there's always bits of plastic that you can stick these LED strips onto. Now moving into the back. The back ones are a bit trickier because there's not really that much space to stick them on, but luckily on these seats there's these really thin metal strips that run across the bottom, and that's where I'm going to stick them to on here, because obviously the glue won't really bond to the cloth of the seats, and probably not the best idea either. So moving on to this side in the back, yet again I'm literally going to peel off that sticky bit from the double-sided sticky tape, and then feel around, make sure I've got the right place, and then just stick it straight into position. So now I'm just feeding all the excess wire down the side of the seats, tucking it into the plastic out the way, and then making sure all the excess is right in the back of the car to hide it away, rather than having it all tangled up in the front where it doesn't look great. So moving back into the back now, I'm just making sure the lights have definitely stuck down. I'm going to hide the wires. So the wire for that one, I'm just going to tuck it round and underneath the carpets, and as you can see I'm having a bit of trouble with this one. It's not quite sticking that well, but probably just needed to press down on it a bit longer to make sure it doesn't fall off again. Then the wire that then goes to the other side on the back, I'm just going to tuck it round this like cup holder type thing that's in the middle, hide it underneath there and round, and then the wire's out the way. As you can see, there's a big RCA cable wire there. Can't really do a lot about that. That's the subwoofer wire, and there's not really anywhere to hide that because I bought a really thick wire, which is good because it's a good quality wire, but it's a pain to hide out. It's a pain to hide. Right, here we are in the front. Let's go to hide it away. This one, there's a lot of slack, to be fair, on the front ones. I always find this with the LED strips. I'm guessing it's best to have it's best to have too much wire than not enough. So what I'm going to do is use a cable tie to obviously cable tie the wires together, put them in a nice bunch, and then I can just hide that bunch away. Then I'm going to get the snips, just snip off the end, and then tuck that wire neatly away. And just double checking that the cable is nice out the way, and that it's not going to get in the way. As that cable you can still see that's drooping down in the middle, I do end up hiding that away. I just don't think I got it on camera. Then doing the passenger on I would say was the trickiest to find a place, but what I ended up doing is putting it all the way to the back of the plastics, through the plastics, and then back round, following the same sort of lines coming off the other lights, so that it just looks neat. All the cables are going in one direction, and then this is what they look like in the daytime while they're driving along, and then I'll go back out when it's dark and show you what it looks like at night time. In the daytime they give off a good glow, and then at night they get a bit darker. So then here are what they look like on the inside. So to change the colour of the lights, what you need to do is, there's an app, so effectively that down there, that control box gives off a Bluetooth signal. So this is the app, it's called Happy Lighting. I already had this app because my underglow's controlled off the same app. So it's pretty cool how it's all off the same app now. And as you can see from here I can turn it on and off. I can also change the colour, so I can change exactly what colour I have. And then there's also these preset type things down here, and it can also dance to music. Like there's some pre-done music in here that it dances to. Not really the most handy way driving. It'd be cool if it actually reacted to the music playing through the car, but obviously do that. You can also make them brighter and dimmer from the app. There also is this mic function, but it doesn't seem to do a lot. You must have to have some bassy music for it to do it. But other than that, I would say they're really good, and then you can just turn them on and off from here, and they work really well. They've been on now for probably 4 or 5 hours. This one here just needs pushing back on, the stickiness does, but I would say the old ones did this when they first went on because of the cold weather. That's what the back ones look like. Because of the cold weather they don't always stay on, so I might have put some glue behind them. The old ones had a bit of glue behind them, but other than that, really good. So there we are, that is the lights all installed. I'm super happy with them. They're looking a lot better than the old ones. They seem to work better than the old ones, and they're super easy to turn on and off, and they've got a really good brightness to them. So super happy. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do and go press the like button, subscribe, and also leave us a comment with some ideas of mods and stuff to do to the channel. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.